In recent years, Saudi Arabia has often been at the center of intense criticism, much of it coming from within the Muslim world itself. The kingdom's efforts to westernize public life, music concerts in the land of the Haramain, fashion shows, film festivals, and the aggressive promotion of tourism projects such as Al-Ula. Many Muslims have expressed pain and disappointment, feeling that sacred lands are being reshaped to mirror Western cultural norms rather than Islamic values. However, have you heard that some recent news has silenced all the critics? It doesn't apply to those critics who genuinely were worried about the fate of Saudi, but it's about those who are always finding a way to slam Saudi Arabia no matter what. Let's hear the news together. In 2025, Saudi Arabia was officially recognized as a global leader in humanitarian aid, ranking second worldwide and first in the Arab world, according to the United Nations Financial Tracking Service, FTS. These are not symbolic titles. They are backed by concrete numbers, real relief operations, and lives saved on the ground. The kingdom contributed 49.3% of all humanitarian aid sent to Yemen, making it the single largest donor to a country suffering one of the worst humanitarian crises of our time. Saudi Arabia also ranked second globally in aid to Syria, another land devastated by chaos, displacement, and loss. In addition to substantial government-to-government support through organizations like KS Relief, Saudi Arabia has donated more than $190 million through a public campaign by April 2025, including contributions from the royal family and more than 2.1 million citizens, totaling billions of dollars in aid for Palestinians since late 2023. This pattern reveals something important. Saudi aid is being directed toward the most severe and desperate crises, where people are starving, hospitals are collapsing, and entire generations are at risk of being lost. A 2024 Development Assistance report further confirms this growing role. Saudi Arabia ranked second among 16 non-member donor countries and 10th globally among all 48 donor nations, including UN members and non-members. These rankings underscore an undeniable reality. The kingdom has emerged as one of the world's most significant humanitarian actors. Dr. Abdullah Al-Rabia, advisor at the Royal Court and Supervisor General of the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center, KS Relief, stated that this leadership in aid reflects Saudi Arabia's commitment to human dignity, generosity, and responsibility toward suffering populations. He described the kingdom as a constant source of generosity and a beacon of goodwill, a nation that has chosen to institutionalize charity rather than treat it as occasional public relations. What strengthens this claim further is transparency. The Saudi Aid Platform, the largest humanitarian aid monitoring platform in the region, records Saudi aid contributions in real time. This system allows the world to see where funds go, how they are used, and whom they benefit. This level of accountability, supported directly by King Salman and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, ensures that aid is not just announced, but delivered. Acknowledging Saudi Arabia's humanitarian efforts does not mean endorsing every policy or cultural shift the kingdom is pursuing. One can oppose the normalization of haram entertainment in the Holy Lands while still recognizing sincere efforts to relieve suffering. This ranking as the second largest humanitarian donor in the world clearly shows that Saudi Arabia has not invested all of its wealth into promoting questionable activities. A significant portion has been invested in saving lives, feeding the hungry, sheltering refugees, and rebuilding shattered communities. Day after day, headlines speak of Saudi Arabia discovering new gold reserves, expanding mineral wealth, and strengthening its economy. Why is this happening? Because of these very humanitarian efforts that Saudi Arabia is doing. Allah says in the Quran, "The example of those who spend their wealth in the way of Allah is like a seed that grows 7 ears. In every ear there are 100 grains. and Allah multiplies for whom He wills. Charity, done sincerely, never decreases wealth. It is an investment that never fails, never collapses, and never betrays its giver. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Charity does not decrease wealth." And therefore, it becomes clear why Saudi Arabia's economy continues to grow. Wealth that is circulated among those who are suffering, spent on relief, and directed toward the Ummah becomes protected wealth. Wealth that will continue to multiply due to the humanitarian donations, alleviating the sufferings of the Ummah and literally saving hundreds, if not thousands, of lives. Saudi Arabia must continue to be advised, corrected, and held accountable where it strays from Islamic values. But when it stands among the world's top humanitarian donors, removing pain in Yemen, Syria, and beyond, that effort must be acknowledged and cheered upon. When we observe leading nations such as the UAE and the US actively causing suffering to the Ummah and being involved in widespread suffering around the world, it is reassuring to know that Saudi Arabia, as a Muslim nation, is focused on alleviating pain rather than inflicting it. That's all for today. If you found the video informative, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Jazakum Allahu khairan.